Hey guys, so I'm back again and I'm checking out the Planet Zoo. I want to try a variety of different simulations, and I'm just really excited to just have a go at Planet Zoo and see what I can create.
Ooh. Oh.
It jumps right in it, straight in it, straight away. Um I'm kind of like, wow, it didn't even give me no intro. It just literally jumped me right in there. Just fine, but yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Let's put on some glasses. Some dark glasses.
Mm.
Yeah, I think she's looking quite cool. I think she's looking quite cool. I'm sure.
Ooh.
So, this is the first time I'm playing this game. I've never played Planet Zoo, but I've heard so much about it. I've seen a few YouTubers play it as well. And it just looks quite good, looks quite entertaining. I haven't really gone into depth in regards to the what I have seen online, so I've probably just seen like a few first minutes of a video, but I haven't really like watched it because I just literally wanted to jump in the game, literally, and kind of take it from there and just kind of have my own view on it as well. So okay, so here's this one. So place your avatar HQ. The HQ is where other players will see your avatar and access any zoos or blueprints you have shared. Position your avatar anywhere on the globe. You can edit your avatar HQ position later. Okay, where on the globe do I want to be? Obviously, I'm in UK. Do I put in UK or do I want to be like... Okay, so it said I can put it anywhere for now. So let's put it in UK for now. And then I can always edit it later, right? Okay, so first steps, career.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm homeschooling. So Goodwin House. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Um, Okay, let's keep it as medium. I was going to go to East Coast thinking, let me just slow down here. Let me just kind of take my time with it. But let's see what it's about difficulty. In medium difficulty, you can manage animals, never get bored of enrichment items. Guests won't request refunds. And 5-star guest happiness rating requires an average happiness of 85. Why not? Let's just go ahead with medium, right? And then what's this one saying? Okay, I don't even know what that's saying, but let's just go with this for now, right? Ooh, I'm loving the music as well.
Ah, heyo at Hematu. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Right, there's a lot. There's a lot. Obviously, it's just jumped me right in, but there's a lot that I need to learn, and I haven't read anything really on this other than that I know that I'm going to be setting up my own zoo. So, yeah, let's just have a quick read through. This is so cool. Okay. Right, so let's go ahead and explore the grizzly
Did
bear.
you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Can't seem to read. Okay.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Oh, wow.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're
Oh.
ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Wow, it's so cool. Okay, so guys, bear with me. I am clearly working this out right now. So cool. Okay.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Cool. Okay. I just need to get used to the camera work on here, really, if I'll be honest with you, and I don't know how to rotate. I'm still trying to work that out. Okay, so I'm over there. So yeah, it's just the controls, man. I'm so used to it. You know it is. I'm so used to playing Second Life and then obviously jumping into where did I just see that bit? Okay. Jumping into Inzoi as well. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. Um and yeah,
As
just
you
trying to
can
get
see,
used
it's
to
a
the camera
lovely
work around
space
that.
for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section. There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Okay. Size, longevity. Right. Told you a bit about the warthog as well, so general information about that. Pretty cool. Let's go back to that. Purchase that. Let's adopt. So we just adopted our first animal, warthog. So send to zoo. Okay, so I need to place two of them. Okay, shame. All right, let's see. Let's adopt this one as well. Oh, this one doesn't have longevity. No. Okay.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade center where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home? When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade center, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade center's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Okay. That's an interesting view. That's a cool cinematic view that you can get as well. The camera effects, extremely smooth motion. Right. Oh wow! So look, you can see the caretakers have bought them food. Okay, that is pretty cool. Where to now? What's the next stage? Okay, so that's
Well,
the
as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information. Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Okay.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare. Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Not rotate at all. Okay. Right, you know what? Yeah, we'll come back to this. Let's just go to him.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner. Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it. Right, let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Oh, right, okay. gosh. I kind of go back. How do I undo?
Good work.
Okay.
Remember,
Not too bad.
before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay. Where do I want the guests to see in? Might be good for them to see in through this side, right? Oh, highlight the barrier, then click the glass barrier. Highlight a section of the barrier. Click on the glass barrier.
There we go.
Yeah.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them. Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh? By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Okay, Nancy. I'm just trying to get used to the fact of okay, so that's been the trading center. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get used to the fact of okay, purchasing them and then kind of leaving them in the trade center. So then I can kind of select them all at once. Because I don't know if you saw before with the warthogs, I did them once at a time, right? So with this I can kind of like place them in one time.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Add food enrichment. I get the food enrichment. I kind of wish I was doing this live, man. So then, so then I could kind of see food enrichment. Is that something? X?
to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go up to gold. I'm gonna try and get up to gold and hit all of these objectives for setting up the zoo. So yeah, I like obviously when starting this video, I didn't initially know how far I was gonna go with this or if I was gonna stop at a certain point. Like maybe I was initially thinking, okay, let me get to bronze and stop there. But I'm really enjoying this. So I hope you are too. So yeah, I'm gonna check out I'm gonna do silver. I'm gonna obtain silver and then see what that says, and then maybe we'll go into gold. Okay. Is that keeper hut? Keeper hut. Classic.
You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Dead. How do I minimize this now? Minimize. How do I minimize the way to minimize this down? I can see what I'm doing because right, so bit here for now. These to
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the
oh,
larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we? Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off. Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away. Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier. Oh, and
okay.
make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
That looks so. Yeah. Okay, how do I shorten the length? Let's look at this. How do I shorten the length? I saw something that says like basement.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
My gosh. Come on, let's get this now. Increase. And
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
hey, there we okay.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Okay, so I want to make that's that side, but I think also it'd be cool to kind of get this side to have like a viewing area. So let's do change that.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Make sure that this Okay, but we've got a donation box. Right. Okay. What else did she say? Say that we need to adopt the tigers now. Ooh. We're gonna adopt the tigers. Gosh. A lot of money in it. Yes. I think we kind of want to get their feed, right? Get their feed? Not yet. Okay. They want us to kind of literally just get them from the trading center and send them to the zoo.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Okay. See, for me now, I'm thinking I would have food.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Okay, place your mouse on the side of the hole. And the tigers. Wow. Okay, so place your mouse on the side of the hole. Ah. What did she say? Okay, terrain. Okay, see, look, it's there. Water. Water, rough water.
Yes, that'll do nicely.
Okay.
Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat? Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is pretty.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel. Rightio, click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare. Right then. All animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, Eurasia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab. Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
Hey,
You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
oh God. Back to that environment. Look at everyone. Everyone is checking them out. Okay, let's pause this for a little bit and kind of see what's. So this tiger. Not not from the same continent animal. Basically saying from my perspective, it's saying those gotta go. I mean, those gotta go. That's true. tigers, them ain't happy. They ain't happy, man. Krishna. Like Krishna is not happy. Krishna is not happy. She's like, you better move that out. Cause blossom and grow. You want me to make you money? You gotta move them. So common. So we need some common read. Need some more. This. That needs to. Gosh, what isn't it? The way. Obviously, again, I know it's something I have to get used to, but I just want to know if there's a way to just, you know what I mean, hover over and just be like, okay, boom. Let me get rid of that one. That one can. You know what I mean? I just want to know, okay. I just get rid of that. I don't know what's happening there. Still trying to get used to my whole settings, man. Cameras. I wonder if I can. I want to move that over to the side there. The back. Go and chill. Be cool to kind of move this forward. Maybe that's not safe, right? I was thinking, I was like, actually, I don't know if that is safe to put that there. Hmm. And move things. I don't want to put that. Look at me now. Getting a bit, you know what I mean? I want to move it so it's like boom. So the gatekeeper comes in, he sees what's going on. He sees what's going on. He's like, cool. I know that there, rather than it being here and he has to kind of go around. Nah, we want to see what's going on with these animals, right? Okay, at the moment it seems like I've got everything that I need. Plants. I'm gonna move some stuff around though. Hmm. What else? Bit bare. They're gonna. Right. That's quite cool. I need to work it out. Okay. Increase plants' welfare by 90%. Okay. Try. So cool. Natural. How do I see? How do I see? Enrichment. How do I see like how do I see? And so she's stuck in filter, right? Favorite, blueprint, filter. North America, aren't they? American. Continent's Asia. Temperature, grassland, and tropical. Okay, so it looks like if I get more of these kind of things, better. Hoping. I am hoping. Okay, it's increasing. It's increasing. My tigers, I want you to feel right at home. Yes, man, get some banana trees up in there. It said I need to get to objective is to get to 90%. Okay. So I'm literally gonna just go a bit crazy. I did it. I did it.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Okay. So we have completed that, which is pretty cool. Oh, 1 second. I just want to just. Okay. Right. So yeah, obviously we can come back and check it out. Look at the people watching them. Yes. Okay. Let's see where we are with here. Right. So guys, I'm literally stopping here because otherwise I feel like I've been doing this for quite some time now. So I'm gonna stop here. We've completed the bronze, we've completed the silver, or silver and bronze, and the next is the gold. So if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. If you have any tips of how I was navigating around that can help me, then I would be really appreciative if you can share that information to me so I can get better for next time. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, hype. See you next time. Bye.